moment balaclava-wearing Afghan asylum seeker, 21, runs away after stabbing an aspiring Royal Marine to death and roll over electric scooter, before telling police he was just 16 when they arrested him.
This is the moment a balaclava-clad asylum seeker attempts to flee the scene after allegedly stabbing an aspiring Royal Marine to death during an argument over an electric scooter, a court was told. Afghan national Lawangeen Abdulrahimzai, 21, twice plunged a 10 centimeters blade into Thomas Roberts' chest outside a Subway sandwich shop in Old Christchurch Road, Bournemouth, in the early hours of March 12 last year. Abdulrahimzai had got into an argument with Mr. Roberts' friend James Medway, 24, over an e-scooter the pair of friends had been using as they made their way home from a very chilled night out, Salisbury Crown Court heard. Jurors were told that, moments after intervening in the disagreement, Mr. Roberts, 21, sustained 2 stab wounds to his chest from an aggressive Abdulrahimzai, with one slicing through his heart. Abdulrahimzai, who initially tried to claim he was just 16, admits manslaughter but denies murdering Mr. Roberts. He is expected to argue that he suffered from a loss of control. CCTV footage released to the jury today shows the moment Abdulrahimzai flees on foot immediately after the stabbing while being chased by Mr. Medway. Abdulrahimzai can be seen running very fast with his hood up as he sprints to a nearby park. But Mr. Medway, 24, who had to run barefoot after his trainers came off, lost sight of Abdulrahimzai. Jurors today also heard 999 calls made moments after the alleged murder around 4:40 am on March 12. One woman, who was taking cash out of an ATM when she saw Abdulrahimzai, told 999 operators he was running very fast. Others urged emergency call handlers to send an ambulance immediately as Mr. Roberts was losing a lot of blood and is going to die. The court also heard that before the stabbing, Abdulrahimzai, wearing a balaclava, headbutted another man. Reveller Alfie Golty told Salisbury Crown Court he had been denied entry from a club in Bournemouth and got chatting to Abdulrahimzai, who he did not know. Mr. Golty, 18, was having a verbal disagreement with another reveller when Abdulrahimzai joined in on the conversation and became aggressive towards the other male. He said, the person that joined was wearing a coat and balaclava, which was not fully on. He was just repeating my words, he was telling him to go away. He used his head on him, he used it to nudge him away, it was like a headbutt. It was fairly aggressive. Mr. Golty said he carried on speaking to Abdulrahimzai after the verbal disagreement with the other man ended, and that Abdulrahimzai told him he was 16. Later, he came out of Subway and saw Mr. Roberts bleeding a lot and people shouting for an ambulance. Dorset police officer Steve Bowes, one of the first on the scene, said he performed CPR on Mr. Roberts, adding, his condition was deteriorating, it was clear that he was not breathing. At yesterday's proceedings, Mr. Medway told jurors he SH himself when Abdulrahimzai pulled a 10 centimeters blade and twice plunged it into his friend's chest. Mr. Roberts was enjoying a night out with Mr. Medway, 24, when they attempted to use the e-scooter to get home and aggressive Abdulrahimzai, 21, confronted them. A court has heard Mr. Roberts, a nightclub DJ who hoped to become a Marine, sustained serious internal injuries including a wound to his heart from the stabbing. Distressing CCTV footage of the incident outside a Subway sandwich shop shows Mr. Roberts managing to stay on his feet but collapsing seconds later. Following the stabbing, Mr. Roberts, from Bournemouth, was rushed to hospital having bled profusely and died in the operating theatre. Giving evidence at Salisbury Crown Court, Mr. Medway told of the moment he saw his peacemaker friend get stabbed. Mr. Medway said, I had known him for 2.5 years, over the years we got to know each other well. We had many things in common, like riding, then I started coming to his DJ events and he took an interest in the gym. It was a nice, chilled evening. We were having a good time, enjoying a few drinks. We decided to get some food, grab a taxi, and go home. We were relaxed, ready for food and bed. We decided to walk towards the taxi rank, and at Subway there was a scooter that was unlocked, and I told him, "Don't worry mate, we can take this, we don't need a taxi." He said that it was at this point that he was confronted. He continued, "I held the grips and stood either side of the scooter, and that's when he, Abdulrahimzai, approached. I had never seen him before. He was speaking broken English and was not easy to understand. He came from in front of me and said, 'Get off this scooter, this is my scooter,' and he was acting aggressively. He was threatening. Tom reached across his chest and said, 'There's not a problem here.' He was soothing, trying to calm the situation, he was trying to defuse the situation. The man switched his focus to Tom and got in his face. He squared up to Tom. I don't know what was said as it was broken English. Tom felt threatened. He was on the back foot. He, Mr. Roberts, open palm slapped him, Abdulrahimzai, on his face, which I felt was a warning. It was a stay away warning. The man reached for the knife and just lunged for Tom. It was big and I'm pretty sure it was gold and black. He made like a long hook motion. I asked him myself to start with. I was scared. I'm not sure if I had gone to punch him with my left hand. The man then ran. I punched Tom on the shoulder and said, "Are you good?" as I didn't realize he had been hit, and then chased after the man. Mr. Medway said he pursued Abdulrahimzai barefoot as his shoes came off, but lost him in a nearby park. He added that he and Mr. Roberts had been just looking for a way home. Opening the case, Prosecutor Nick Laubenberg KC told jurors it was a fatal encounter, all about a scooter which has cost this boy his life. He added, Thomas was the peacemaker, he came between the two men. For his troubles, he received 2 stab wounds. Abdulrahimzai, from Poole, Dorset, denies murder. The 2-week trial continues.